What's up team? I'm former United States Army Ranger Joshua Thompson. In this video, I'll be covering some of the drops in the standards in the 75th Ranger Regiment as well as Special Operations as a whole. If you guys enjoy me covering topics like this, hit the like button to show your support and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Alright, let's dive into the specifics of what has changed in the 75th Ranger Regiment for the standard. So first of all, the GT requirement has been dropped from 105 to 100 score. It's a significant shift in how we test our aptitude for potential Rangers, and this can be a slippery slope when it comes to the compromise of the standard, and I'll explain that later. When it comes to the RFT, we have seen other big changes as well. Specifically, now it's no longer 58 push-ups. You're only doing 41 T push-ups. 69 sit-ups has been changed to 2 minutes and 35 seconds on the plank. Later today, I'll be going to the gym and I'll be throwing that into the video later to show whether or not they're equivalent. The changes to the overall pipeline to the 75th Ranger Regiment, specifically for MOSs like mine, the 35 series or RMIB series or whatever. So when I was in the 75th Ranger Regiment, they're introducing the idea that individuals who are 35 series coming straight out of Huachuca could go over and serve in the 75th Ranger Regiment for about 6 months, and then after they served that, they would go to RASP, and then their continuation of the career would depend on whether or not they passed. Whereas before, obviously you need to go to RASP. It doesn't matter what your MOS is. You need to graduate RASP in order to serve in the 75th Ranger Regiment, the way I went through. And obviously this would have a lot of pushback, especially for the soldiers who were in at the time, me as well, because ultimately it would be an erosion of the culture and the prestigious nature of the 75th Ranger Regiment. That being said, it's only on the table, it hasn't been implemented yet, so I hope that doesn't come to pass. I hope that 35 series will join the 75th Ranger Regiment or Special Operations support so that they can bolster their own careers, because it is ultimately the best thing that you can do when you're specifically when you're lower listed, when you're trying to gain as much experience as possible doing your job. Implementations like this aren't just being looked at for the 75th Ranger Regiment, it's also being looked at SOF from across the board. According to the SOF background and considerations to Congress, in this report it states back in the 2010s, around 60 to 80% of individuals who went through selection were able to get through selection. And since then, this rate has plummeted to only 45% to 60% per cycle. Now, according to this report, it's unclear why the rates have been lowered. I'll go into my suspicions as to why that is happening later. However, according to the report, 70% of these failures are due to land navigation. It's kind of funny because the class before mine in RASP had, I think it was around 120 dudes who made it to the Coal Range week, and then by the time Coal Range was done, they only had like 48 individuals or something like that, and that was due to the same reason, the land navigation fails. Now, the main reason why individuals fail land nav is not because they're incompetent and fail land nav. It is usually due to getting caught of an integrity violation, most likely getting caught cheating. It's very common to see that even in Ranger School. However, regardless of the reasons, that is the numbers. Because their attrition rate is a lot higher and a lot of individuals aren't passing, they suggest that they need to change the structure of the force so that we can compete with China and Russia when it comes to our military preparation readiness, and ultimately so that we can fight and win America's wars. Now, whether the individuals who made this report forgot it or not, this report is missing a key reason why Special Operations maintains a high standard in the first place. I don't know how they think cutting the standard and having these less qualified individuals join the unit will bolster our Army readiness. I don't understand how they can think that, because by definition, these people are less qualified. So the unit is going to be less qualified. And if the unit's less qualified, they're not going to be as effective when it comes to warfare, which ultimately will not help America's readiness to fight a war on multiple fronts, right? In a collaborative environment, you're as fast as your slowest man. If your slowest man is significantly slower, your effectiveness is ultimately halted. That's why you want each person on the team to be collectively fast. And this will trickle down into further detrimental effects, like increase in risk in combat. You have a loss of respect, and the morale of the unit will ultimately deplete because it's no longer a prestigious unit anymore. We have dropped our standards, so therefore it doesn't feel special anymore. And these individuals who have been in this unit longer, who have gone through the trials, who've gone through that rite of passage, they will not accept these new individuals who haven't gone through that. You're ultimately destroying the culture and the prestigiousness in this organization. So what do I think the main reasons why the attrition rate is so high now? Why is the pass rate a lot lower than it used to be? Ultimately, it's because the Army recruitment numbers are extremely low. Acquisition is extremely low, as well as retention being extremely low. In my opinion, it's not just a matter of low recruitment numbers, it's much deeper than that. The deeper issue is a shift in our culture. The insane amount of censorship and toxic positivity you see in the media nowadays is just leading to a negative change in American culture. Censoring any type of traditional masculine traits. You see it in video games, you see it in movies that we see nowadays produced from Hollywood. America needs to maintain these traditional values so that we can still appeal to men, right? If you think about it like a business model, you want to appeal to your target audience. Who is your target audience when it comes to people joining the military? Predominantly men. So how does it make any sense that we're changing the content, the products that we're making, the ads that we're putting out? How does it make sense that we're changing this stuff to not target these individuals who are predominantly the backbone of your force? It's interesting because they keep wondering why is no one joining? But we continue to push things not catered to them. It just doesn't make sense from a business perspective. So how do we improve these numbers? How do we get more people in the special forces without compromising the standard? Well, obviously first we need to improve our recruitment numbers, people who are actually capable and have the qualities that selection is looking for. We need to get those individuals in the military and signing up for selection. And we don't necessarily need to change the culture, we just need to make sure that our target audience is being catered to. Our content, our products, our ads that we push out as the military, as special forces, that it's catered to the people that we actually want to join. Additionally, we need to keep these standards high. We need to still maintain the standards because we need to continue to maintain the effectiveness of these units. If we drop the standard, the effectiveness ultimately depletes. You'll get a significant increase in loss of life. The culture will significantly change and not feel as prestigious as before. People who've been in longer will resent younger enlisted. These individuals who've gone through selection, when the standards drop, they probably won't feel as much of a significant sense of accomplishment when going through those schools. So I just reached 41. I got it around 50, 55, 54 seconds. But that's gonna do it, guys. If you like what you heard, hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree with me in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.